Well, hello everyone, I'm Darth Browner, and welcome to the next part of my Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations playthrough. In the previous video, we found Furio Tigre guilty of poisoning Glenn Elg, and Maggie got let off the hook. So in today's video, it's a trip back to the past, where Mia comes across some very interesting events, and it's also one of Miles Edgeworth's most early cases. So, buckle up, buckaroos. It's going to be a fun one. The girl, let her go. Shut up. Come closer. I'll kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fay. The very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Oh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Good morning. Don't be jumping, Mia. I didn't do nothing. I swear, I didn't kill nobody. Terry Fawles, my first client, sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill anyone. I never lied. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Fawles, police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry, I told a little lie. Oh boy. No, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? Yeah, I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked. I tell you, that woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got a death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. Police believe that Terry Fawles did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Why are you here? I came to see how a little kid was doing all alone in the big scary land's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where is Mr. Grossberg? Oh man, probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say. So Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me? No, I got it all wrong. Today you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it though. Ha, relax, I just heard some good news. Prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation of a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, that's bad time to head in, Ken. Sharpen this claws of yours. It's go time! The solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling he was telling the truth. Court's now in session for the trial of Terry Fawles. Defense is ready, Your Honour. Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honour. I understand lots of both sides of newcomers. Yes, Your Honour, I'm the FA. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honour. So you're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honour. I guess a little kid hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia, you can't lose. No, to someone younger than you. Young people running a trial? I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now, the defendant in this case, purely a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon, is that correct? Precisely. That defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, police one was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Fawles was responsible for her death. You got it, kitten? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honour, it was 5 years ago. Defendant Terry Fawles was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. Truly horrible crime, I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct, but in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony? Testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Fawles at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Fawles throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered, so Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. That police woman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be... Exactly, the victim, the same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Ah, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. Only one thing on his mind, take revenge against the woman who convicted him. The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes. Quite obvious the defendant's guilty. Wait a minute, that's not right. At least take the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honour. Watch yourself, Miss Fay. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I'll call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe, I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I fully got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart is aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional, otherwise I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. Now, Detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. Victim was Sergeant Valerie Althorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much I stated in the autopsy report. Court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I got you. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. The river that runs under there is Eagle River. Victim and the defendant met there on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Was victim's blood found on the bridge? Victim, Sergeant Valerie Althorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then we have no proof that they even met there. Your Honour, if you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as if I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready. On the day of the incident, a unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Althorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Fawles. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. Criminals stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Fawles was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defence please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honour. Cross-examination coming right up. Hey, slow down there, kitten. If you keep trembling out there, you're going to make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling, it's just cold in here. Courtroom can be a cold battlefield, alright. Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. Ha! You got me there. Maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you got, kitten. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? One who called Sergeant Althorne was the defendant, Terry Fawles. What? The defendant called her? Sergeant Althorne was a very thorough person, sir. You have to know about her phone call with Mr. Fawles. A note? Yeah, a top secret memo that she left in her desk. I contest, no, it seems that the one guarded to the bridge was indeed defendant, Terry Fawles. Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask questions if you don't already know the answer. It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Hey, now don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Sergeant Althorne... Right, what will we do next? Mr. Fawles of the car there. Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. Defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What, you mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. Stolen. Stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at the red light. And car thieves? I'm sure how I feel about car thieves. This guy is sure about how he feels about anything. This is the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Orthorn in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. Victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah, huh. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. Can't tell from this photo, but a knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. Condition of the body was, when it was discovered, is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk. Well, I don't see anything strange, do you? Anyway. Witness. What does he have something to say, Ms. Fay? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. Here's your price before coming to call. Honestly, Ms. Fay, I'm not trying to like this. See that little kid? What a piece of my coffee candy. Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Oh, come on, Mia, shake it off, you're a lawyer. Detective! Yes, ma'am? This photo, you said there was nothing peculiar about it, is that correct? Yes, what he said. Well then I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. The note, it very clearly says wear a white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus this special request. One very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. The caller told to wear it to identify ourselves, sir. I suppose she did just then. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see defences are a little lacking. The scarf you are searching so desperately for, is it this one perchance? Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Boy, what can you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has flair for a dramatic. It's not exactly white, as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. Looks like I spent some time in the mud. Not surprising it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. Scott will set the scarf into evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defence has finished embarrassing himself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Fay? Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, prosecution moves to establish conclusively, and with hard evidence, that Miss Hawthorne and Miss Fawles did indeed meet on that bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. Sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Oh, everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kid, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Actually, there is an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was actually taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shut the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Look at this photo. I really get the sense this bridge is very high up. It's about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say it was a well-intentioned third party. A potential witness, so why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, we say they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honour. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So as you can see, Terry Fawles had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. The truth becoming clear to me now. Yes, quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Not again, that's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. You mean, So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too, just generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. But it's the fact of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about this photo? And actually, the answer is right here. Victim's coat? So I can see there was nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy, dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. That's exactly right. But the day I fell on the muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If your Honour had fallen in the shower instead of on the muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? Real man shouldn't stand for a talk like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here is the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. The evidence is this scarf. Should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Hey, same to you, buddy. This phase assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit there appears to be a contradiction somewhere between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation of this case may be, shall we? Alright, it's not like he's really giving me a choice here. You're doing pretty well for a little kitten, Mr. Armando. No matter what he says, contradiction always comes down to a lie. So the victim discovered in the trunk. This is photo showing the defendant and the victim. All the witness's testimony states she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? False evidence. It's one of those three. What did you just say just now? I didn't like that. That wasn't me, Your Honour. It was the coffee aficionado over there that said it. This court's not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honour. He's the one trying to set false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence to flimsy scam it really is. Yes, false evidence in this case is it's a no-brainer. Obviously, as the witness is suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, if that testimony is what the witness claims to have seen, yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. Not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy wonder over there would have caught him in the first place. Your Honour, defence requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. Testimony presented so far is not only vague but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honour, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honour. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Everyone is so silent I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Ooh. Well, look at you. How can I put in? You look as scrumptious as a double-double a dozen donut holes. I thought I wanted to hurry up and head down the verdict just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I'd ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you could learn a lot from this man. She's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear. This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm very sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all, there's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? Oh, how can you be so mean? Oh, so here, what are you doing showing that in the face out there? But it's just a photograph, it's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalise you. Uh-oh, I don't know what this turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be? I'm the defence attorney, my name is Mia Faye. I see, so you are... Now, young lady, can you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honour, I'll do my best. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there was two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Oh, what a cute camera, just like his owner. Alright then, Mr. Faye, time for your cross-examination. Warrior, make the witness crowd again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? What I can see is this photo of two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them stare and starting to fight. Normally that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why have you presented the photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, and what happened next, you must have taken a photo of it. My apologies, young lady. Miss Face says she's not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry, I'm a very bad girl. I am. I used it all at the film, I mean. You ran that film? This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all of the photographs she took that day. All the other photos were of the witness herself playing with the wildflowers. The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera had a time feature built into it. So you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. Seems that Miss Faith's session was not so decisive after all. Wait, just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps you could then tell us about a different sort of photo? Photos of the incident you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to cross-examination. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy's really a sucker for sweet talk. Huh. Looks like the other kid in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, sickening. I was... The victim turned around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. Witness, your testimony is a joke. Huh? What? But I just... Miss Fair, I warned you not to make the witness cry. Oh, one short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You say there were two contradictions? Simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. If they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she can even run 5, because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side. What does it all mean? Very simple, Your Honour. This charming little witness has told a charming little lie. After all there is to it. This beautiful young lady's been lying to the court? Just a moment, Your Honour. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honour, allow me to personally apologise for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying, I'm saying even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous. You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologise to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. Oh, that guy is good. What do you mean? He planned it right from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward? Well, Miss Fair seems you have once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry, I should have been more careful myself. No, it wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. Alright, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry, just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Witnessing such a violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir, I'm still shaken up. If he accepts his testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favourite cafe on the way home. They make a really great matcha latte. This trial isn't over yet. Ha! That's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Faye, your cross-examination, if you please. Contradiction staring you right in the face, me. Go on the attack. A killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Taking a look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies have fallen and never recovered. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above the Eagle River, bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body into the water. Order! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye, but I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? How sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Faye seems that your assertion is without merit after all. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous. Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That certainly consistent with what the witness had told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise the mean lady might yell at you again. Who is he talking about? Alright, I'll do my best. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. He didn't just leave the body on the top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake like what, Miss Faye? Killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there? You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at that diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. I admit the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop it from seeing the car. That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just didn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge. The algorithm that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but you still claim to have been able to see the hiker's car. No! What was it all in the car? What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo? Your Honour, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself she saw it. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Mr. Judge, what is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute. You can't say that. Miss Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say? To err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair. I'll say the tears for Lady Kim, Mr. Armando. Don't look back until the trial is over. Now it's time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, Ken, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. Good broken into string control the coffee in his butt. Now, so tell me, how did you know that? How did she know that she broke into the trunk? Aha. Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on that side of the courtroom. Well, witness, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks on the trunk lid. I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it. Well, let me see the phone. It's true. They certainly that scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied? Judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. Well, she says her contradiction is somewhere. Mr. Foster, looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in the field taking photos of wildflowers. Even so, you knew about the scratches. Question is when? When did you get a chance to see your scratches? Finally, I finally got her. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting up here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Faye explained herself. Your Honour, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see his scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was... Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous, I could never... It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Fawles had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Which means that the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we would never have uncovered the truth. They couldn't have been Mr. Fawles that put the body in the trunk. No. Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photos she took? Of course, it could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. I already know that at the time she was taking photos. Now is your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. No need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is that the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has. Has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had bought this camera just to take this picture. What are you trying to say then, Miss Fay? And when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field. Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? Answering that question will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Mr. Foster when the incident occurred? Naturally, the witness was right here. But that's where the victim's half arm was standing. Order, Miss Fay, what on earth? Your Honour, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim. How is it annoying? Of course Mr. Fawles met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Fawles. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. What? I've never heard of anything more ridiculous in my entire life. No, exactly is the victim in this photo. It's obvious, isn't it? She's a witness. What? That's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Fawles met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Fawles himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, my client spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? Got all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Fawles forgot what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Mr. Fawles had forgotten the victim's face. That's why I needed some piece of identification, namely his muddy scarf. Ah! It was Mr. Fawles who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could pretend to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No. Where's Miss Foster? She's searching herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't it obvious? She's the real culprit. Huh. Well, we'll have to wait for Mr. Foster to compose his up, we start again. Till then, this court is in recess. Defendants and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honour. Understood. Very well, this car's in recess. Mr. Fawles, oh, I'm sorry. I want to say thanks, you're real good, you really hooked me up. Thanks, we're almost there, once I prove that she committed the crime. Yeah, but there's one big obstacle we've got to get past. Obstacle? Yeah, motive. Why would Mr. Solicitor Foster kill the police movement anyway? Motive, huh? Anyway, we're still badly in need of information. Information, right. What we need the most is about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing. What is it? Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. Kidnapping murder case of Zebra Boy is on death row file. I didn't do nothing, I didn't kill nobody, I never lie. Mr. Fawles, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago. Okay, I trust you. That day 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. This picture, it reminds me of everything. The bridge looks the same, just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart in a minute. She's been like that for 5 years? Huh. Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart any minute. It's true, I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne. Your girlfriend? Huh? Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne? The victim's last name? Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister. What are you... Sure? The girl, let her go. Shut up. You come closer and I'll kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first I thought shooting someone for kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it. Wrong, no protect sister. Valerie betrayed me. Betray us? What do you mean she betrayed you? Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping too. A make-believe kidnapping? Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel. Oh, did he actually say my teen angel? He's been seeing one too many soap operas. I'll do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says. Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie too. Valerie was in on it. Dahlia's family rich. Jewelry business, we get one jewel. That's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote a kidnap note. Sent to her dad. That's a $2 million diamond. Tell him to make exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer because she knew detective. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright. In the end, you were planning on splitting the $2 million 3 ways. Yeah, but that woman... That woman, Valerie, she did it for real. She shoot me for real, me and Dahlia. I was shot in arm, Dahlia, she jumped in river. Jumped? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, did you? I can never push her. Yeah, I blacked out. Wake up with police all over. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. Couldn't believe it, that woman, she betrayed me. That man, Terry Fawles, He killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below. These 5 years, all I wonder is why? Why did she lie? That's all I want to know. So that's why you call it. You want to hear the truth from Valeria herself. Yes, but I forget what she looked like, so I told her to wear a scarf. I don't want to hurt her, just ask why. Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear her answer come from her mouth, that's all. So that's why you made a crazy escape like that. Just one thing, Zebra Boy. My sense tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Fawles, where is it? Where's what? Come on now, kitten, the ransom. $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know. You don't know? No, really, I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia. With Dahlia? That day on the fridge. Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone with Dahlia, gone forever. Into Eagle River. It disappeared with Dahlia. Wait a minute. You can come back in now, we're about ready to go. Mr. Fawles, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne? Never found her. My sweet Dahlia. You never found her? Saw her by river. Gone. Dahlia, my teen angel. Your teen angel? How old was she anyway? Just 14. 14? I guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds. She found a fake kid after disappears into the river, what, worth 2 mil? Man, angels these days. Fawles takes the fall against a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne angel? Is she really, is Tamkin? Is that we have a few more aces up our sleeve now? You bet. Training wheels come off now, Mia. You've got to strike while the iron is hot. It's one of my rules, remember it. Now, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Fawles. Witness, are you feeling better? Yes, Your Honour. I'll try my best. You're a brave young lady. Not this again. I understand the defence lawyer wanting to get a client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is... What are you talking about? My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer. Her motive, I figured that's what I had to establish next. Well, Miss Faye, do you have any evidence of a motive? Yes, of course, I think. You'll still act as team as a kitten. Mr. Armando. Listen, a liar is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Smile on the outside wall. It goes to twisted knots, the mark of a pro. Maybe so. I wish you would quit grinning at me like that. Excuse me, may I speak, Mr. Judge? Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like. I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know this is not true. I see you're such an nice upstanding young lady. It is like this witness is a real professional. What do you mean? Look at that 100 watt smile. Just when things are dark, she click. She laughs right up. Well, let's hear what the witness has to say. I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I'd never even been to Eagle Mountain before. I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge against killing an officer or kidnapping a poor girl, I just think the defendant's a terrible, horrible monster. Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to back in. Sharpen those claws to put on your best smile. You bet. Someone will have to tie her to this case. The grudge? Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death. Yes, and that's precisely why he harboured such deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt. My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges. He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well. What do you mean by that? Your client, he forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well. Well, she's right about that. Mr. Fawles is kind of forgetful. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What do you mean by that? Well, you couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right? Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification. Why would he be wearing a white scarf that day? And he probably would have tried to kill me. That's true. He clearly was a bitter man. This is bad. Mr. Fawles' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to put it too deep. But what should I do with that last statement? Your Honour, what the witness said just now was tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony. Prosecution has no objection. After all, defendant is a killer and a mentally imbalanced one at that. That testimony only helps to further prove that point. That's not why I... Enough. Witness, if you would. My pleasure, Mr. Judge. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf the victim wore as identification. I was talking about this scarf right here, eh? Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing. I've got it now. Just don't mess up. But that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. White? This is the second scarf identified as belonging to the victim. It certainly doesn't look like white to me. Oh. Well, it was foggy that day and it was raining as well. Not surprised that she mistook it for white. Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf. Yes, but what's the significance? It's true the scarf doesn't look white, but only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is... Witness, have you ever seen this note? No, no, never. It's top secret. There's no reason that you would have. I wonder about that. What do you mean? This note shows Mr. Fawles' instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification. White scarf? Ah. Witness, you knew what this note said. It's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster? No! Order, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public, and yet this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that were quite limited. Terry Fawles is one. The person who wrote the note, very awful, is another. And finally, one more person. Did you say one more person? That's right, person no one has suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten? Yep. Third person knew the contents of the note was... And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before. Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There is her name right there. Well, so is this person, this Dahlia Hawthorne. Miss Fay must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life. The dead? Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean... Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Fawles. You said she was killed. Was she really? What are you implying? Of course people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off the Dusky Ridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found. She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law was concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead. But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she was still alive, she'd be 19 now. Melissa Foster. I believe that's the same age you are. Ah! Even you could, Miss Fay, you're not saying... But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. The girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How nice work this was. I tossed a grenade with a 3-alarm fire. Unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist. I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now is my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm. Who are you, anyway? I'm... I didn't think you'd come to this. That's enough, you don't have to say any more, witness. Yes, I understand. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself. Your Honour, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defence would pursue this matter this far. You don't mean... Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses. What did he say? Huh, looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go. No way, but then why? If he hadn't revealed his secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. But I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see, why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years? That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime. Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder. Really, Miss Fay, I must say your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost. How dare you? Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. Even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious. Her big sister. Miss Fay must have been insane to even suggest that she murdered her. What? I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Fay, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister? Well, you see, I thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me. I think you need a little push in the right direction, kid. The defense is prepared to support evidence supporting our claim. That wasn't me, it was this guy, this crazy coffee addict. I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. What made you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets. Oh, I am sweating bullets. You think you're in a tough spot? Of course, aren't I? No, you've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you, up to me. The rashness of youth, how charming. This coming from someone younger than me. Now, let's not waste any more time, Miss Faye. What motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Harford? The story starts after Terry Fawles escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her the truth this time. The whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world she knew the whole truth. Whole truth? There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently. Terrific story, Miss Faye. Like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Faye. What was this secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Harford and Terry Fawles. There weren't one important secret that connects them all. Oh yes, I know this secret. Your Honour, the defence would like to request further testimony. What testimony? Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago. We believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Ugh. Very well. I'll grant your request for the testimony. I am painful for you, but you can allow this more. Once more, my little maple leaf. Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge. Putting on the old charm once more, Dahlia. This will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Fawles. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Fawles in the arm. That's why Mr. Fawles tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again with my family's money. So I sold my identity and start a new life. Kidnapping restoration stores. Well, with her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe that after all that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Faye? Yes, Your Honour? As you've heard, the witness is still traumatised from the kidnapping. I ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again. If we're not allowed to fight, let's twist some arms. Listen up, we still got that info. That ace up our sleeve. What info? Come on, kid, don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged. That's right, it was a fake kidnapping. Terry Fawles told us that in the lobby. I'll do anything she said, anything Dahlia said. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia and Valerie too. Yes, that's it, the fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's a secret. You say that Mr. Fawles pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. But it's true, I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it was Mr. Fawles. I'm sorry, I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible. Impossible? I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you claimed, instead of being carried away by the river, it was being smashed by the bedrock below. Most certain death. Dahlia Hawthorne. The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible. Ah! Your Honour, this event occurred 5 years ago. Well, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then. But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level would have made a difference. You're right, the events occurred just the witness to testify. The defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this? You see, Just a moment, Your Honour. It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated she fell from the back end of the bridge. What do you mean? After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Fawles panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. If that's true, she would fall into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, Mr. Edgeworth's explanation is correct. Now that you mention it, I do remember now when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught on one of the bridge's sideways. You can't be serious. Oh, they're all in the car. Seems this phase of assault has finally reached its conclusion. Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault. What? I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Fawles panicked. Therefore, he would have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible. Ridiculous. What's so impossible about it? Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. Your Honour, all the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would have been impossible to push someone off from there. No! But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over. So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Fawles had been shot in the right arm. More importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had a gun trained on him at point-blank range. So Mr. Fawles throwing the witness off the bridge? That's clearly impossible. Order, what is the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What is this? Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark? Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had a gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide. Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had much more compelling reason for jumping into the river. Oh, then what was it? What was so important that she had wanted to jump into the river? The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond. Oh no, it can't be. Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. $2 million, she was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Fawles to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. Why, that's simply ridiculous. Order, order! Your Honour, 5 years ago the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? This woman is a demon, and there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Precisely. I'm sure they weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Fawles, Valerie called her sister Dahlia, and she told her what she was planning to do. Planning to do? She was going to tell the whole truth. She wrote it down. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister Valerie Hawthorne. Who is that laughing at a time like this? Forgive me, it's just hilarious. Witness, you amuse me, woman, Miss Mia Fay. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence I planned the kidnapping, of course. At 14, I plotted with Mr. Fawles and my sister. Well, and one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that. Well, Miss Fay, I don't know. What a joke. You, Miss Fay, are you stupid or something? How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I didn't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Well, it seems we come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behaviour does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defence. Of course you are. Is this it? Is it really over? That girl's made a fool of me, there's nothing I can do about it. Huh. Evidence, this trial is over. Who decided that? Mr. Armando. Come on now, kid. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, if there's no evidence, there's still testimony. Testimony? On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fawles' stolen car and then went to meet with him. As disguised as her sister Valerie Hawthorne? That's what you think, right? Yes, that's what, right? In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Who is the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crimes? Your Honour, defence wishes to call a new witness. A new witness? Yes, we would like to hear testimony of Terry Fawles. Defendant? There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person knows that what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person can say whether the person in this photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it is in fact her younger sister Dahlia, disguised as her. Only one person can solve this riddle once and for all. That person is Terry Fawles. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what's your take on this? Why not? The prosecution has no objection. Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand. This is my last chance, Mr. Fawles. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left. Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said at this point, yes?
I don't believe it. No way! Dahlia died 5 years ago. Rodney betrayed me.
Mr. Fawles, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago. One thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million.
That's not true.
Mr. Fawles, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? With Valerie Hawthorne? Was Dahlia Hawthorne, or was it Valerie Hawthorne?
Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago she promised never ever betray each other.
Terry?
Dahlia, it's true. You are alive.
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there is one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Dahlia?
I'll allow Mr. Fawles to testify once and once only. Well then, Mr. Fawles, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness, go. I'm sorry, I apologise.
Water. Please, water.
Huh?
Can't talk the water.
Oh, well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself.
That day, 4 PM, I stopped the car. I was in front of bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on bridge. I watched my car from bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia.
Mr. Fawles, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you? That's enough, Miss Fay. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial. Well then, Miss Fay, please proceed with your cross-examination. Is how you wanted to end, Mr. Fawles? Another guilty verdict to go with your death sentence? Only one person who can stop it. You can, I think.
That day, 4 PM, I stopped the car. I was in front of bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on bridge. Watched my car from bridge. I never put no body in that car. Fine woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia.
So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived. So you waited on the bridge, you sure of that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well, I'm sure too, Mr. Fawles. I'm sure that you're lying.
Huh? What? What? What?
Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Fay. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo, it's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Fawles, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Fawles, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
I got there around 4 o'clock, it's true. I had somewhere to go, a special place.
Did you go to a special place when we went to the bridge?
Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under the base of a tree there. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get.
This is a bottle and that is your memento? Quite charming, but it looks empty. Your Honour, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock, but he then left his car unattended and walked away. He'd gone for approximately half an hour. But with that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of the car. No. Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it. Still got a chance. Mr. Fawles, there's no mistaking it. Oh. Mr. Fawles?
That's enough, please.
Witness!
I promised her 5 years ago, if it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle up.
No, stop the trial. Your Honour, we need a recess.
I was stupid, couldn't keep promise. I did it. I drank this.
No, we're so close, just a little more. I was going to prove your innocence.
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Fawles.
Mr. Armando, thanks for the coffee.
Mr. Fawles. So my first trial ended, suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person, the true criminal Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile and a demonically sweet face. Unforgivable, that witch. Mr. Armando was so close to the truth, right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kid. It's my fault. All my fault that Mr. Fawles killed himself. Don't cry, kid. You're gonna make my coffee all soggy. I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Mia? Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. The only time a liar can cry is when it's all over. Mr. Armando. No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time, then you file them away and eventually forget them. One year later in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over, at least that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, and now something has happened that's made me remember all this. Wow, that's quite the ending. And so, that brings us to the end of today's video. This has been Dark Browner. Thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a like and hit that subscribe button. In the next video, we start the final case in the Ace Attorney trilogy. and it's a whopper, so it's going to be a long one. So part 1 of Bridge to the Turnabout will be the next Ace Attorney video.